Almighty 26 is right around the corner, and Combat Sports UK has got you covered with the preview show. I'm Jendo with Combat Sports UK, and here is your Almighty FC 26 preview.
Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
The main event is as intriguing as it gets between two flyweights who are really at the top of their game. Shaj Haque has always been one of the best flyweights on the UK circuit. Elliott Hoye has an impressive pro record, and it's truly as impressive as it gets, recently returning to BMF. This is going to be an incredible fight, and we had the honor to speak with both of these fighters. I can't wait to see what Shaj and Elliott put forward, and I can't wait to see what Ray Thompson and company have in store for Almighty 26 this weekend. But without further ado, man, let's jump into these Almighty 26 main event fighters, Shaj Haque and Elliott Hoy, who are fighting for the Flyweight Championship. Joining me now, one of the top flyweights in the entirety of the United Kingdom, Shaj Haque, ahead of his Almighty 26 main event clash. How are you feeling on fight week, man? It's a busy one for you.
No, I'm feeling great. My training camp's gone well. Everything seems to be in place. This is the fun part. The hard work's done now. It's just all recovery now. I feel like I could fight today, but every day now is just extra recovery. So I can't wait now. I'm feeling fired up.
How's the cut? I mean, it's Monday on fight week. So how are you looking ahead of the next 4 or 5 days before you weigh in?
The cut's easy for me. Back in the days, I used to not even cut at all because I was that small. Now, with a good S&C program, better nutrition, I do cut a little bit of weight, but for me, it's very easy. I pretty much just chill out for this week. I eat quite normally this week, and then it's just on the last day, I just watch my calories a little bit, and then I just sweat off the last little bit, whatever I need to do. So for me, that's one of the advantages I have of not being too big, is that I don't have to have a hard cut, and I feel great on fight day, and I don't feel outsized anymore. I think I've got my nutrition S&C a lot better now than I used to do before.
You and Elliott Hoy make up an intriguing main event. And coming into this one, you put out a post on social media saying, this is not someone who's over the hill fighting a prospect. This is someone who's at the top of the division fighting someone who's trying to get to the top of the division. How much has it fueled you to read some of the stuff that where people are really treating it as if you're some aging vet? I would say I don't think they're really tuned into the sport if they haven't seen your last few fights.
Yeah, and I think this sport, the sport of fighting, it's a very your career goes very quick. Like one loss and all of a sudden everybody forgets about you and things like that. I felt like 1 second I was the prospect, and within one fight, all of a sudden I'm a veteran. And I thought, what's going on here?
Not only a veteran, but over the hill, apparently. From prospects to over the hill.
Yeah, I think I had a little bit of a gap in between. Just life kicked in, things happened to me. I've got a little one, I got married, got lots of things happening. And I think I did have
the 50 people you've got under you over there at Ace MMA.
Yeah, that's it. And the coaching side of things, and there was lots of things happening in my life for a little bit. So I wasn't as active for a short amount of time, and then and it just seems like I come back and I was fighting one of the best guys in the division, which was Jake Hadley then. And I took a loss, and all of a sudden everybody's like, it's like I'm past it or something. I'm thinking I got caught with a kick, and anything could happen to anyone. I felt like I was winning that fight before it happened as well.
And I mean, it's not like Jake Hadley is just some scrub. The guy just went toe to toe with one of the near ranked flyweights in the UFC in his debut.
Yeah, definitely. And I watched that fight and I thought, and I felt like I give credit to Hadley. He landed a very good kick on me, and that kind of changed everything. But I felt like I was in there, and I felt comfortable in there. And I didn't feel outclassed or nothing like that. I felt like I could have won that fight. But it is what it is. And I just feel like after that fight, all of a sudden, I felt like the way the MMA media was kind of reporting on me was like, I'm the veteran, and these are the upcoming. Even when I fought Aaron Robinson, I was already seeing that. I'm thinking, I'm not sure, what they're getting at here. And I know in this sport, I understand veteran is a respectable way of saying someone's, had lots of tough fights. But I know that in this sport, we use the term veteran when someone's kind of past their best days and, probably on their way down, but they're still fighting and you still have respect for them. And I thought, that's not me. Right now, if anything, I feel like since that fight, I've had a whole new, like a sense of motivation. I feel like in everything, I just feel like I feel like I've just changed totally. I think I've, like I was saying before, a lot of things changed in my life, and I think I've got everything back into place. You know, the lockdown and everything kind of messed everything up a little bit, and then I've come back and I've refound myself in a sense, like that motivation that I needed. And I think people are going to see more and more from me now. I think I've changed. I'm training with better people now. I'm training with some of the best guys there is. You know, and I'm really focused a lot more on my S&C and my nutrition now. When I was young, I just kind of neglected that side of things. And now I think I train a lot better. And also my you've seen my team at Ace MMA. I'm working a lot more on my coaching. And I really, you know, I believe in a few years' time, people are going to start noticing my guys. You know, I'm going to be known for the coaching side of things as well as my own fighting. I've just got a whole new motivation for the sport right now, and I just feel so fired up when it comes to fighting, teaching, you know, training, everything. Now it's crazy. I feel young again.
Well, I mean, apparently you're a veteran. You've got to find ways to get the youth back, right? Man, the flyweight division in Almighty FC runs straight through Ace MMA. Some would even say it's the home. I mean, you're holding the pro gold. You're on a win streak. Shawan's holding the Almighty amateur gold. He's on a fun streak as well. He's got a big fight coming up. How exciting a time is it in Ace right now? Also, Aaron Gibbons, yeah, he dropped a couple of tough ones lately, but hey, he had some big title fights coming up. You've got Sammy preparing for some big ones. How is the atmosphere in the gym?
It's amazing. And this year is like, we're calling it strap season. Every show that we've fought on, except I think one so far, is every time one of the guys in the gym or myself have been fighting for a belt, and they're going to as well. So obviously I'm going to fight for a belt. You know, I bet, you know, Shaj Haque will be fighting for a belt soon. And I don't think it'll be long before Aaron's fighting for another belt. Shawan's defending his belt. He's got 2 belts, so he's probably going to be defending another one soon as well, soon after that. So everything is just in the gym. It's fantastic now. We've got a lot of I'm hoping to get other new guys coming through as well. I think it's inspiring some guys to start training as well. And you know, I'm excited to see where this team goes in a few years. I feel that in the last like 2 to 3 years, I've really like put my focus into the coaching a little bit more as well. And it's starting to show now. And I think in a few more years' time, these guys are going to be pros, and you know they're going to be making waves in these divisions.
Give them some time, and they'll be making waves. But right now, it's Shaj's time to shine. I mean, depending on who you ask, but something tells me you've got an extra fire lit under you for this weekend, and I can't wait to see it, man. Let the fans know why they should buy this one. One final push before we get to Almighty 26.
They should, because you know, I believe these are the, you know, I still honestly believe I'm the best unsigned flyweight in UK, and I think it's just a matter of politics why I don't have these big world titles around my waist at the moment. I'm going to be pushing for these things after this one, and let's see where it takes me. But this fight's been about 3 years in the making, I think. Now I was supposed to fight Elliott Hoy before the first lockdowns. And then, you know, I think it was, I can't remember what happened now. I think I had an injury once, he had an injury the other time. And then
injury, and then the Cage Warriors opportunity, I believe.
Yeah, that's it. Yes, that was it. And so I feel like he's been training for me quite a few times. I've trained for him. So this is a fight that's been in the making for a long time. And I think I'm excited to see what he brings. I feel very, very confident. I think people are going to see a better version of me than they've seen in the last fight. And I thought I did quite well in the last one. And I think he's going to bring a lot of heart. That's one thing I know he's going to bring. So he's going to be in there. He's going to be there till the end. And he's going to try to give it everything he's got. But once he sees what you know, this new me, he's going to be like, yeah, I'm a bit different now. And you know, he's going to realize this isn't some old veteran. He's in the cage that's just going to be in there for the crack. You know, he's going to realize he's in with an elite athlete there, and it's going to be exciting to see what happens.
The new Shaj Haque will be in action at AFC 26. Hey, don't call it a comeback. The man's on a winning streak. And if losing to Jake Hadley a few years ago is any measuring stick of future success, you should move on to doing something else. Shaj, thank you so much for joining us, man. Can't wait for this weekend. Good luck and best of skill in there.
Yeah, thank you for having me, man. Cheers.
Joining me now is one half of the Almighty FC main event this weekend. Elliott Hoy, coming off of an impressive victory in his last outing, now in there to face Shaj Haque. How are you feeling, man, ahead of this fight week? It's a big one for you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I've been asking for these type of fights for a little while now. Been wanting to get like a little bit of a step up in competition. Shaj is good. He's legit. And that's what I want. That's what I'm ready for.
It's not often you see pros with this good of a resume in both of you guys, right? Competing on a show like Almighty. What does it mean to you guys, or well, for you guys to be in the main event and in such a big show and in such an event that really people are hyped for? And you guys are the closer. You're the main event.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel like this could be a show, a fight on any big show around the world. Like, definitely, I need to prove myself still. But Shaj, he has the skills to be in the UFC. He could be fighting in one. Like, this could be on the undercard of UFC London next month. I know, we're about an eye. So I'm excited. It's going to be good. Not looking forward to the 6-hour drive up north, but such is life. Got to do these things.
How much would it mean for you to walk out victorious on the night, to be able to beat someone the level of Shaj and show people, hey, I'm at the top of my game right now?
Yeah, it's exactly that, right? It's a statement. It shows people that I know how good I am. I need to go in there and prove it now. So perfect. There's no one can say, oh yeah, but he didn't beat anyone good. He didn't beat this guy. Everyone knows Shaj is legit. If I go in there, get the win, it just cements me at the top of the division and means that I'm ready for those bigger fights.
How did this fight come to be overall? You're coming off a victory recently at Shock and Awe, and you're getting a quick bounce back against an opponent like Shaj. Talk to me a little bit on how it came to be.
This fight's been booked for a long time. So I fought his brother just before COVID, like 2019. And then I was meant to fight Shaj the February after that, just before the lockdowns. He ended up taking his fight against Jake Hadley on Cage Warriors instead because it was a bigger platform. So he went for that. And then when he got released from Cage Warriors, we were meant to fight last year, and I ended up breaking my hand. So it just kept getting pushed back and back and back. And now it's happened. I think it's like the 4th time we've been booked now. So yeah, I'm excited for it.
A long time coming, but it's built the hype for sure. And being able to clash this weekend on a show like Almighty is big. I really think that this one's happening at just the perfect time. What do you want to show in there? Like with a guy like Shaj who's so good everywhere, right? Is there anything specific you want to show the people in terms of where you've improved your game?
There's nothing I want to show. If anything, I want to show the least amount possible so no one knows about all my skills. But he's a crafty guy. He's very, very clever. And I just want to show that I have the mind, I have the IQ to be able to hang with someone like that. Like he doesn't make rash decisions. He's very calculated in what he does. And he's waiting for you to make a mistake. So I'm just excited to be able to go in there for 25 minutes, show that I can be switched on, show that I can hang with these guys, and also show that I can put them away.
With the victory on the night, where would you go from there? I mean, it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world to find a matchup on the domestic circuit when you've got a record like yourself.
Who knows? I know that I'll have a lot more opportunities abroad once this happens. I'm not really thinking too far ahead yet because I got to go out there and get the job done. But yeah, I'm not worried about getting matchups. I'm sure there'll be plenty of people that want to beat me. So I'm confident we'll be able to get some fights. And hopefully with a better record, with a big win like that, I'll be able to get one, maybe some international shows.
I don't see how they wouldn't come calling. I mean, you don't find people with this type of resume, really. I wanted to ask, do you think you can find a hole in the game to potentially find a finish, or are you just ready to go however long it needs? I know a lot of guys would prefer to get the ring time. Some would want an early finish. Where are you sitting in terms of how you want this one to end, or in the visualization process at all, if there's something you can share?
So you always want a quick finish, like you want to get in and out. But with someone like Shaj, like he rarely gets finished, other than the Hadley fight, where obviously that fight could have gone 15 minutes. You know, like Shaj made some errors, got hit, ended up finishing early, but he doesn't get put out there early. If I'm going to get him out of there, I feel like it's going to be towards the 4th and 5th because it is a 5-round fight, right? So like, as we get later on, I believe that I'm going to have the ability to push the pace longer. I think he has good conditioning, or excellent conditioning, when it's going his way and when he's able to implement his game plan. But if I'm able to impose on him and get him out of his rhythm, I think he's going to be very uncomfortable. And then hopefully I can put him away 4th or 5th. If not, I would definitely break him down in those later rounds and I will get a decision for sure.
That's what it's all about, isn't it? I mean, really breaking down the will and emerging victorious and being strong late. That's big for you.
That's big. For my cardio is a big weapon. So I'm looking to utilize that.
You see people weaponizing their cardio on the high end of this game, and you're one of them, man. Really looking forward to this main event. What do you have to say in closing to those considering, hey, maybe I buy this pay-per-view, maybe not? Why should they buy Almighty this weekend, and why should they tune into the main event as well?
I think this fight sells itself. If you're somebody that knows UK MMA, you know that me and Shaj are top guys. You know Shaj is definitely a top guy, and I'm on the way up. So if you want to come see me put on a great performance against arguably one of the best guys in Europe, tune in, pay-per-view, not that expensive. Why would you not?
Two top-tier flyweights squaring off this weekend in the main event of Almighty FC. Elliott, thank you so much for joining us. Best of luck and best of skill in there this weekend.
Appreciate it, my friend. Thank you.
Jack Comby is another pro who's competing on the pro portion of this card, and I spoke with him, and he's pretty jovial this week, really in good spirits and really looking forward to putting his best out there and trying to get the win. I spoke with Jack before the fights, and I really think you guys are going to enjoy this one. Joining me now ahead of Almighty 26 fight week is Jack Comby. Excited. I can see it on your face, man. You look ready to go next weekend. How are you feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling good, mate. Feeling class. Just ready to go now.
How does it feel ahead of a show for an event like Almighty that is top tier, really? Got the respect of everyone around.
Oh, definitely. It's like I was on my last fight was on the Almighty show. I think it was Almighty 24 and just greatly ran. It was it's a really good show to be on. It's good for, like, obviously I'm a professional now, but even amateurs and stuff like that, it's all top tier fights. Like, got to give it to Ray Thompson. Very, very good at what he's doing.
Ray is a definite positive positive point of the sport in the UK. So deeply involved, and I'm sure you don't know all the back end stuff, but man, Ray is somebody who's definitely driving the sport forward in the UK. How do you feel about your opponent? Is there anything you've seen from him in footage that you think you can expose, or anything that you see that you may think that you have to defend a little bit better? Have you seen anything of him? Talk to me a little bit about what you're seeing in your opponent coming in.
Yeah, well, I don't really look at the fights and stuff like that. That's not more like my coach normally does that, like most fighters do. But I don't know. Just in my head, it gives you, like, I think, false pretenses. Like, I could watch a video of him, his last fight, and think, oh, he's gonna throw loads of high kicks, or he's gonna take us down. Then I'll go and fight him. Does the complete opposite. Then there's game plan out the window, if you know what I mean. But my coach has basically been giving us bits and bobs of what, like, he's seen and stuff like that. And my coach Terry, he's top class coach, very class coach, and he's just been giving us pointers and stuff like that. Whereas I feel like anyway he's going to take me ground, stood up against the cage, grappling, I feel like I'm the best shape of my life. Anywhere he wants to take it, I'll be winning them situations.
How much of an impact has your coach had on you overall? When you speak about him, I can tell that you guys are pretty tight.
Oh, he's one of them people where he changes lives. He's class. Like, I can't thank him enough for everything he's done for me, and even like all the kids and everyone else who we train with. He's just so amazing, down to earth, wears his heart in his sleeve, and he's just a top-notch, like, fighting coach, like very high level, like, IQ for fighting.
And man, especially going into, like I said, an event like Almighty, it's got to be nice to have someone that you're that comfortable with in your corner, just kind of spewing the directions. And you're the student, man. It's time it's basically test day. You got to go out there and show what you've learned.
Oh, definitely. It like, as I say, even like the training partners we've got, it's like, I know it's like a bit niche, and like everyone says, oh, we a family and stuff like that. We literally are a family. Like, if one's got a fight, we all fight, and basically we all getting everyone prepared for the fight, and it's good to have that in the gym. I believe, like, if you have that environment in the gym, it's not like you go to the gym. It's like you go to spend time with your mates and enjoy like good times with your family, if you know what I mean.
The camaraderie is massive. I mean, imagine going to a barbecue or something like that and just having thrown on the boxing gloves in the back. When the training room feels like that and you're actually seeing improvements, that becomes a grind that everyone will embrace.
Oh, definitely, 100%.
What would you have to do to be happy? How would you have to perform? Maybe, hey, there's some people that say, oh, if I don't get a finish, I'm going to be upset. There's some people that say, hey, as long as I get my hand raised. Or some others will say, even if I don't get my hand raised, man, I want to see the improvements in my game. What are you looking to display in there?
Well, I always try and put everything on the line, if you know what I mean. Go out there, and if I don't give it 100%, how can I be happy with myself? As long as I give 100%, win, lose or draw, I'm not asked, to be fair, but it obviously it's a bonus winning the fight. But win, lose or draw, if I give 110%, well, 100%, I kind of be angry with myself.
Win, lose, or draw, you'll be in there.
Yeah.
Be it in the cage or outside of the cage, I can tell that your energy is awesome, man. It definitely comes across even on camera. Hopefully we get to have a chat together in person. But what would you say to those who are considering buying this card but haven't made the decision yet, man? There's so many cards or so many fights on this card. How would you give them the final push?
Oh, it's like, as I said, it's definitely one of the best shows. Well, probably is the best like amateur show around England. It's amazing. Like, you don't see many people doing what Ray Thompson does, and not many people see it, but he gives out like bonuses and stuff like that for fighters, like knockout bonus, fight of the night bonus, submission of the night.
If you're not in the Facebook groups, you don't know about that. They come out a little late. They don't get any press. They don't get any press coverage. Doesn't mean they don't come in.
Don't. And stuff like that. It's like, for me as a fighter, that's like gives me the incentive to go out there and just put on a good performance and try and knock them out. And just even that little bit of extra purse where like you're going to get a bonus. People's going to go out there and try and take heads off, trying to go for the best submissions and stuff like that. Have a good fight. And if you're not going to pay for it, but you'll go and pay for another show, you're missing out on this one, because it's going to be amazing, because everyone's out there to try and get the bonuses. So it's going to be top-notch fights, and you're just going to miss out, basically.
It's a busy week next week. Going to be interesting to see how all of the events clash, man. We've got Almighty 26, Cage Warriors Academy, Wales, Full Contact Contender, and I'm sure there's a few more. June 25th is a packed day, but for Jack Comby, he's focused on Almighty 26 and getting his hand raised.
Definitely, mate. Definitely.
Thank you so much for stopping in, man. Next time we chat, we'll have to speak a bit longer. You've been a fun time, man.
Oh, thank you very much, mate.
Liam Fullerton is another fighter who competes at Almighty 26 this weekend. He stopped in to speak with us as well. He's stoic and confident ahead of this clash, and I'll cut it right to him. Joining me now is Liam Fullerton ahead of Almighty 26 this coming weekend. It's going to be a special night of fights. It always is with Almighty. But Liam, how are you feeling, man? How's the mindset ahead of this scrap?
I'm happy with where I'm at. Just waiting to go in there and do it. Get the fight over.
How has camp been for you, man? Who are some of the bodies you've been working with? How's the body feeling? And really, how does it feel to get in the octagon to start off this summer?
I'm happy enough. Camp's been going well. Been in for a few weeks now. I've been down training high level on Sundays and whatnot. Getting a good few rounds in there too. And then just at Jack's at the gym, all the guys there as well.
What's it like being at a gym like Higher Level that has so many high level guys that compete as well as they do? So many bodies, including Dylan Nuke, Sean Clancy, more a lot of guys down there.
There's loads of them. It's good. It's great seeing how they all operate down there and how they train and whatnot. Getting a few tips from here and there.
So with Almighty 26 in store for us, right? Is there anything in particular you want to show us? Is there any parts of your game that you want to show the viewing audience, or is there a finish that you want to get? What are you planning to go out there and show the fans on Saturday?
Nothing in particular. I know I've shown I can wrestle and grapple. So if I can show my stand-up, that would be good as well. Because my last fight just went straight to the ground, basically. So
it would be nice. It would be nice to see you standing, but I mean, I don't think there's too many doubts. You're around quite a few strikers in the gym.
Well, that's it as well. I'm happy either way. If it goes down, it goes down. Stand up, it's stand up. Either way, if it switches between them, I'm happy. Yeah.
It's mixed martial arts, isn't it? Comfortable all around.
Well, that's it. Yeah, ready for all of it.
How many fights do you think you could potentially take this year? Have you given any thought to that, or is it just, hey, let's focus on this one? We're halfway through the year, and let's worry about it afterwards.
One at a time. Focus on one at a time.
Well, that's how you get the best results, right? If you're tunnel visioned in on your opponent, there's no way you let anything slip in the cracks.
Well, that's it. Just focus on this one. Once that's over with, we'll see what's after that.
How long have you been involved in combat sports as a whole?
November 2019 is when I started.
And you have started entirely training just a few years ago. You've come a very long way. For those who are considering buying Almighty 26, they're on the fence. What would you say to them to push them over the fence in order to buy this pay-per-view?
I mean, you see all the names, if you watch all the other shows and whatnot, you know it's going to be a good show. So
And
Great
with
to
the
watch.
UK scene popping the way it is, it's only right to be watching Almighty. Almighty's always a top tier event.
Well, Almighty's definitely up there with some of the best promotions, so definitely a good one to watch out for.
Liam Fullerton, man. Hopefully we get to speak a bit longer in the future. With so many guests on this week's episode, we can only have a few minutes. Thank you so much for stopping in. Best of luck and best of skill in there this weekend.
Thank you very much.
Sohail Ahmed is the final fighter on this show, and he is also competing this weekend, ready to make his debut and ready to make a statement. He's confident ahead of the fight, and he's more nervous for the media than he is to be in the cage. Sohail Ahmed before Almighty 26. Joining me now is Sohail Ahmed, who fights at Almighty FC this coming weekend. June 25th should be a busy day for you, man. How are you feeling 7 days out?
I feel good. I feel really good. I can't wait to fight now.
How was fight camp? How is your body? How are you physically feeling ahead of the scrap next week?
The camp's been good. 3 pull-outs for this show already, and it's only my debut. So I just can't wait to fight now. It's been long. I've been doing my rounds with Luke Pemberthy, who's one of the best flyweights in the country. So I can't wait to showcase my skills on Saturday.
With it being your debut, are there any nerves that are a little unknown? Obviously, it's an unknown feeling overall, but are there any nerves or anxious feelings that you're like, man, this is a little bit different than I anticipated coming in, or are you just smooth sailing into fight day?
No, honestly, right now there's no nerves. I probably will get nervous on the day, but right now there's nothing. I'm excited more than anything.
Excitement is key, especially with such a big moment coming up. What would it mean to you to get your hand raised in your first ever fight?
It means everything. I've tried hard for this, so I know I'm definitely going to come away with a win. But yeah, it'll mean everything to me.
Do you already have it planned out how many times you want to fight this year, or is it just let's focus on the task at hand and then worry about that afterwards?
Well, I've got this fight, and then I'm going away to Thailand to train straight after this fight. On the Monday after this fight, I'm going to Thailand. I'm training in Thailand, and then when I'm back, I want to fight straight away. I just want as many fights as I can now.
Where are you training in Thailand, and when do you think you're getting back?
I'm going for a month, maybe 2 months, and it's going to be at Bang Tao, which is in Phuket, I'm pretty sure.
If you're headed out to Bang Tao, is that the Hickman brothers?
Yeah, it is.
Curtis Campbell and Connor Walsh also headed out that way. Maybe you'll cross paths with some more UK guys in Thailand.
Right, I didn't even know they were going.
Yeah, they're headed out right after the 25th. The 25th, they're both fighting on FCC, and then they're headed to Thailand with the Hickman brothers.
I'll probably go see them there.
That'll be an interesting clash. Maybe when you're in Thailand, we'll have to get a 3-way chat going there. But man, what would you tell anyone who's considering potentially buying this pay-per-view next weekend?
You should definitely buy it because it's going to be fireworks. There's so many good fights on this show. You've got a lot of upcoming fighters, and you should support everyone. It's going to be a really good card. There's amazing fights on this show. And
hey, let's not forget, there's Sohail's MMA debut. So there's that. I hope you have a good time in there, man. I hope to see you in there soon after. Maybe we get to speak again when you're in Thailand. That'd be a blast.
Definitely. Yeah. We should definitely speak when I'm in Thailand.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Make sure you're tuned into Almighty 26, June 25th. It goes down. So does Sohail's MMA debut and everyone else you see on this show. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We hope you guys enjoy Almighty 26 this weekend. Make sure you're tuned in. You can tune in via the link at Combat Sports UK directly via the website. A nice, easy way for you guys to tune in. Make sure you guys are tuned in, as I said, to Almighty 26 and subscribe to the Combat Sports UK channel and follow us on all social medias to ensure that you keep up with the latest in everything Combat Sports UK. On behalf of Combat Sports UK, I'm Jendo, signing off.
Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.